Good morning. So before I can finish getting dressed, before I walk out the house, um, I had this word on my mind that I wanted to share. Um, I know in this season, being holiday season, and this is when normally people that are struggling with grief or addictions, um, this is a season that can remind you of things that you don't have, and or the spirit of comparison, which is a stronghold. And so these strongholds that we have in our imagination, in our mind, all these lies that the enemy is using against us so we can turn back to our old ways. Some of you that are experiencing grief at this time, um, the enemy wants to attack you um, all the things that you have been healed from. And so it is very important to know what your weapons are during those attacks. And so in 2 Corinthians um, 10, Paul talks about what those weapons are. So I'm going to start in verse 3 um, so we can get into the context before the verse. Verse 3, it says, "We are human, but we do not wage war as humans do. We use God's mighty weapons, not worldly weapons, to knock down the strongholds of human reasoning and to destroy false arguments." Um, sorry, that was verse 4. That was the verse. And then we're going to continue on to verse 5. "We destroy every proud obstacle that keeps people from knowing God. We capture their rebellious thoughts and teach them to obey Christ." And so these strongholds that Paul is referring to are those things in our minds, those whispers that the enemy uses against us, of unworthy, anxiety, fear, that wants to bring us back to the things that we healed from. And so, for example, I had this word on my mind while I was getting dressed, and the enemy was whispering to me that not to speak of this word because I don't know what I'm talking about, because I'm not worthy to speak this word. But those are lies, because the weapons that Paul is speaking of is the word, right? So those thoughts are not of God. God put it on my heart, and now I'm sharing it with you guys. Um, and so, um, I'm here this morning to show you the weapons to fight against those strongholds that are lies that are made up in our mind. When we are walking through this holiday season, um, it is important to read, pray, and have fellowship with other people that are also in the Word. Um, I think when we walk through our lives and remember that when we walk in the flesh, our battles require divine strategies, right? So those strategies will help equip ourselves, give us those weapons to downplay ever not downplay but just erase every imagination that is a lie, and just be captive to Christ's obedience. And so obedience to God looks like freedom. And so those things that you were um, delivered from anxiety, delivered from the spirit of comparison. Don't let the enemy lie to you and use this season, a holiday season, to bring you back to that place. You have been delivered, you've been healed. That is the truth. Don't use this season to turn back to old ways that helped you cope um, from heartache, from pain, from guilt and shame, and um, um, and all those things. Don't let the enemy lie to you. This is the truth. And so fill our minds with the truth, not the lies that the enemy is whispering to us. Because like I said, before I got on this video, the enemy tried to sneak in and lie to me, but I always say the enemy is predictable and lame. So go into this upcoming week with God's weapon.